some of you, some of y'all just have a thing when it comes down to trans people. And I feel like I could respect it more if you just said, I don't fuck with trans people for whatever reason. But it's the mental gymnastics that y'all try to take us through to just.
It's not mental gymnastics, it's just plain facts, period. You make mental gymnastics in order to try to claim you're a woman when you're not. You are the one playing mental gymnastics. Nobody else is. Everybody else is just trying to speak reason with you. And obviously, because you aren't mentally well, it's hard to have a conversation in a sane fashion with someone who can't think in a sane way because of their issue with their biological sex. And the fact that you're a man, because the male sex, a full grown male is a man, and you are a full grown male, so you're a man, not a woman. It's simple as that. We're not trying to attack anyone, hurt anyone's feelings. It shouldn't hurt your feelings to say a scientific fact that's just truth. Your argument literally hurts women because you are pigeonholing women into one small category. This is why studies have shown that a lot of females, some girls and some women, have transitioned because they don't align with the whole idea of what you are impressing a woman is. So what you think a woman is isn't even a woman to most women, to many women. So how much is it a woman in the first place? It's not. It's just that you have something in common with a couple women. And then you thought that that made you a woman because you had something in common with a few women? Well, that's not how it works. A woman is someone who is a female who is full grown. Continue.
To determine for everybody what's the best thing and what's the best mode of action or what's the best mode of concourse. If you notice, even when it comes down to the jail to prison pipeline, we have white men making all types of laws and shit about black people's bodies, and they've never been a black person. Ever. In any way, shape, or form. And could never be a black person in any.
And that's what I mean. The first thing you start talking about is black men because you have a perspective as a black man. So it never makes any sense to me why you try to tell black women what our struggles are when your struggles are as a black man and through society subconsciously, or, well, in a way, when I'm saying subconsciously, I mean as in not verbalized. Like it could be in your mind, but you not say it. You're treated like a black man. You see, this is why they put you in a male prison. Up until recently, they used to just put you in a male prison. So, continue.
Her entire life was up. Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't know we had to make reservations for the place, so I needed you to call me.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But our rights are based on sex. I don't think that that's true. Women's rights are not based on sex. Women's rights are based on patriarchal understandings of white men and their privilege. Women's rights and all rights are based off of the idealistic, egotistical, driven thoughts of white men. It has nothing to do with nobody else except for the fact that white supremacy is always and has always been at large when we're having these conversations.
Yes, see, your focus is going to be on race. Any woman can tell you. And this is regardless of race. This is why you wouldn't know this, but the commonality between women is much stronger than the commonality between races. So, for example, as a black woman, I was raised very much to have more commonality among white women, Asian women, black women, more than black men or any other male for that matter, Hispanic male, Asian male, white male, you get it. The reason why is because throughout history, gender has always been more of a hindrance than race. For you, you see it as white supremacy has always been more of an issue for you because you're a black man. See, you don't understand it from our perspective. Our main issue is being a woman first and then being black. We're women first, then we're black. And you can see that in our society, that's how it is done. The gender is first, the race is secondary. Okay, the sex is first, and then the race is secondary. And you can tell this by white men. Okay, white men in our society have always moved along where gender was more important, sex was more important to them than your race. And you can tell this because they gave black men rights to vote, rights to take Senate seats, political seats. They gave them the right to become doctors, to have careers before they let their own mothers do it, before they let their own sisters, their own daughters, their own wives. See, white women are a big part of white men because white women birth white men. And that still wasn't enough for a white man to be grateful enough to women to give women equal rights. Instead, he focused more on another race of man and said he was more valuable than his own mother. He gave another man that he once enslaved more rights than his own mother. You know, the whole guilt that white people had, particularly white men, had with slavery was black men. It was not black women, because white men throughout history have always seen black men as their own reflection, basically, in another color, because they literally are the same. They're the same people. One's just black, the other is white. So gender is very different, but race is less different. And it's always been taught that throughout society in America, you know. So, no, for black females, the biggest issue is gender. Then the second issue is race throughout history. And I would say nowadays I don't feel it's a big issue because I think everyone's treated pretty equally. But I will say, I mean, I guess you could say because women haven't become like president or anything, some people will say stuff. I don't personally think of it that way. I don't. But some people have their qualms about that whole issue. One thing you can say is that it was a lot easier to have a black president, black male president, mostly because most of the people voting for him were white people and white men. And the white men didn't see him any different than the white male presidents they had before. Because race has never been a big distinction as much as gender has in our country. So I was just pointing these things out. It's always that black men always have their first milestones before white women do. And this is because, like I said, gender is more of a difference. Even if you're the people who birth the people in power, they still get less rights through our history than another foreign man outside of the family, outside of any connection besides being a man. See, being a man is a strong connection, and you know that yourself, being a man yourself. So continue.
When we have conversations about the rights of all people, who is at the forefront of those things? White men. white, cisgender, heterosexual men are at the forefront of a lot of conversations about the rights of people whose lives they've never been able to live. And so when we talk about the idea of women's rights, we have to understand that women don't even have power over women's rights. And not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so that's what I mean. Now you're trying to take the rights away from women and try and say that they don't have power over themselves. I feel like that means you're trying to say men control women. So what you're saying is that what you are trying to define as a woman should be controlled by you because you're a man. And women don't have a right to have a say in that. See how your mentality is being a man, viewing women the way you view them. Anyway,
you know what I'm saying? Like there is something special about the fact that these white men have decided that it's up to them to determine for everybody what's the best thing and what's the best mode of action and what's the best mode of concourse. If you notice, even when it comes down to the jail to prison pipeline, we have white men making all types of laws and shit about black people's bodies, and they've never been a black person.
see how also you wouldn't see the jealousy towards white men and black women. You usually don't see that because black women don't usually. It's a different situation because most of the time black women, I guess, don't understand the experience as being a man, but you can see the jealousy in white men with this person. Very much in common with black men because this is a black man. So it's just like so much of your experience and everything that you speak of is from the voice of a black man, not a black woman. Is just what it is. You try to pretend you're a woman by putting makeup on and some hair or whatever. But when you actually talk about the topics, you clearly are speaking the same type of jargon that black men talk about because you understand their plight because you are a black man. Continue.
Never, in any way, shape, or form, and could never be a black person in any way, shape, or form, right? There is no gender bending for your race, but here it
Yeah, there is definitely lots of racial bending for your race. What are you talking about? There's way more racial bending for your race because many people aren't just black or just white. Many people sometimes look white and sometimes they look black. You know, there's many different aspects to this where you can't define. And also, if you know where the Caucasian race started, they included people who were admixed. So it makes the whole Caucasian to black situation very murky. Okay, so I mean, you saying that you can't bend your race, it's been happening all throughout history. You can't bend your sex, though, and that's what you've been trying to do, and with all fail. I mean, your brow ridge, your body structure, your height, all still tell us, your hairline still tells us you are a male. Your genetics will always be male. Your reproductive organs will always be male. Whether you remove them or not, the only reproductive organs you're ever going to have are male. It's just what it is. You can't bend your sex, but you can definitely bend your race quite a lot. There's plenty of people who are confused for all sorts of races. You've never seen it where people are ambiguous? Even dark-skinned black people will sometimes get confused for being Indian, part Asian, and so many other things. So, I mean, like, if there was no bending, people would be very visibly, obviously, whatever race they were. But we see that this is not the case time and time again. And this perception always varies among people. Your sex really doesn't vary like that. We can see that, what you were born biologically is what it is. It doesn't change. It's not really that much of a variation. Yes, there are people who are born intersex, but most people aren't born intersex one. And the people who aren't born intersex aren't a little bit of the other sex. They're literally just one sex. While black and white people aren't like that. Black people can have a little white in them, and white people can have a little black in them. So obviously it's not the same at all. Try again, though.
We have these white men dictating to women, dictating to black people, dictating to all of these folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really an issue. And I feel like the gun be pointed at the wrong fucking people. Trans folks ain't trying to do nothing but live, survive, get by, and mind our goddamn business. For the most part, ain't nobody bothering nobody unless somebody bother us. And it's just like, when you say something, you know what I'm saying? When you say something about it, you can never be a woman. How can you not see the inconsistency? Because you're looking at a woman.
No, you're not. What are you talking about? Because you have makeup on? You're a woman? Because what? Yeah, I don't get it. To me, I don't get it. Because it's like, you could still be a father looking exactly like that. You could still be genetically male looking like that. So what are you talking about? You're looking at a woman. What is. You can't change what is. What is XY is male. And you know what I'm saying. XY, completely born male with male genitalia and so forth. So, I mean, like, you can obviously tell that if you are indeed those type of people who are born male, we are looking at a male. We are looking at a man. Someone who is full grown, fully matured, and is male. Therefore, a man, not a woman. A woman is someone who is female, who is fully grown. Continue, though.
Like, that's the thing. Regardless of what kind of, I'm still a woman. I am.
No, sorry. Trans woman is a nice way of saying man. It's not a type of woman, it's a type of man. We just call you a trans woman because we're scared that you are so mentally ill that you will kill yourself if we call you a man. That's why we call you a trans woman. But do we really think you're a type of woman? No, we think you're a different type of man, which is factually true. You're a different type of man. A different type of man who consistently tries to hide his sex, her sex, or whatever. I don't really care about the pronouns. I don't care about pronouns, and I don't care about calling people names, whatever name they want. That's fine. But biologically speaking, you are a man who chooses to look and imitate females and to hide your male sex, even though we can still all see it. So that's what you are. You're a different type of man. And that's the thing about transgender people. They keep trying to make a construct of a woman and try and pigeonhole women and try and tell women who to be so then they can be it, so then they can claim they're a woman when they're not a woman. Because a woman goes down to what your female sex is. Your sex is female, and therefore you're full grown, therefore you're a woman. And that's the only way you can be a woman. It's not about behavior.
Still a woman. You will never be a white woman. But that don't mean that you being a black woman makes you less of a woman. You'll never be a white woman.
See, and that's what I mean. See, now you're showing how you are like black men who basically see white men as better than themselves. Where like I said, the jealousy towards white men as a black man. And she specifically showed it for being a black man. Basically, she showed how she views herself in all truth, you know? And then she tries to go about trying to say black women are lesser than white women. That's the same view that black men have in a self-hating view of themselves, and how they try to project their insecurity towards not being a white man onto black women for being black women and not white women. It's the same thing. You have the same ideology as a black man, and everything that this person has shown has proven this person has the ideology of a black man and not a black woman. See, these black men can't even pretend to be a black woman. They open their mouths and they just show how everything about them is not like a black woman. Instead, they don't even view their lives through the eyes of a woman. They see things through the eyes of a black man, and the struggles they have as a black man, and the problems they have as a black man, and they have the same jealousy as many black men have towards white men. They even have the whole ideology of self-hate for themselves and anger at themselves not being born white men, and trying to project that onto black women by trying to instigate them against white women, and trying to perpetuate the idea that white women are better than black women, just like they feel white men are better than black men. So, I mean, this male-minded individual just whole male mind set, and I just wanted to point it out and expose it. So that's all I'm gonna do for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like and subscribe and comment down below. Have a great day. Bye.